Hey guys, Hasio here, and today we're going to be making the laserfish in real life. So, laserfish is a weapon from Soul Knight that focuses a large beam at enemies, costs 0 mana, and is pretty powerful. So let's use that. So here's what I made. It's kind of lame because it's not a beam, but I can't buy like class 4 lasers because that might be illegal. So it's a class 3 laser. Still could hurt, but not going to burn anything. So what you're going to need for this project are a fish, foam fish, and a laser pointer. So typically you could find the fish, hanging around the pond. So you should go down here, and they're hanging around the pond, but they're in the trees. So just make sure you pick up the fish so it doesn't notice from the bottom, and dust it off. Yep, looks good. As for the laser pointer, well, you could be a cheap person and order it off Amazon, or you could go outside and find them growing out of the ground like this. They're pretty common in the late spring, so make sure you keep your eye out for these guys. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to cut a hole into the mouth of your fish where you're going to put the laser in. So this polyurethane foam, I think that's how you pronounce it, you just want to make a hole in it, so pierce it, and then use a paintbrush, this is butt, I guess, and stab it until you hollow out an area big enough for the laser pointer. So the knife isn't a best tool for this. It'd be best if you had like a metal rod, but I don't have any of those, so I used the knife to cut it open, and then I stuck a paintbrush in for the rest of it. So now once you get it deep enough in, which took quite a bit of work for me, maybe an hour, you can stick the laser pointer in, and just far enough so that you can push the button by the gill. And yeah, that's a laser pointer. So now take out your laser pointer. It might take a little bit of elbow grease. I mean, it was hard to get it in. It's going to be even harder to get it out. But yeah, take it out. And now you're left with a very, very wide-mouthed fish. So I borrowed this ink from my art teacher, but this is just teal ink I'm going to use to dye it. So let's fill up a jar with water first so that we kind of use it like watercolor. I don't know how to use ink very well, so I'm just kind of going off watercolor here. So I got some water. Let's bring it back to the desk. My workroom is super messy, but hey, that's how artists are. So let me just grab the ink. And yeah. So suck up a little bit of ink. A little bit of ink can go a long way, so don't use the entire bottle up. Just maybe a squirt here, a large squirt. Yep, that's about 10 drops right there. Make sure you close the ink back up because I'm borrowing this and I don't want to kill the ink or mess it up, so let's keep it in good condition. Alright, so yeah, this is a sped up process of painting it. So I wasn't really going for much detail here, I just wanted to dye the whole fish like a greener, bluer color because it came in gray and the fish from the game is a pretty vibrant blue. The teacher didn't have a blue ink, so I used teal. But I mean, it still looks pretty cool, so let's go with it. So make sure you just cover the entire thing in ink, dye it as hard as you can to make sure that you get all those little spaces in so that it looks like an even, nice color. This is it. When I'm done with it, my hands are messy. In the morning, it's dry, so this is good. Now we're going to add some details in, so I'm going to make it a little more blue on the fins and on the back. This is just normal acrylic paint. You could buy it at basically any craft store. It's not expensive unless you buy the good kind, but this is the cheap kind and it works, so I'm using it. So really I'm just painting it for whatever here. Since it's already a little bit off colored, I might as well just put some creative touches into it. So what I'm doing here is I am adding a bit of shadow, defining the edges a little bit so the gill can be a little darker now. And yeah, let's define the fin area a little bit more too. It's kind of like applying makeup. You want to accentuate certain parts of the fish, but you don't want to overdo it. So just do what feels right. I'm taking a lot of risks here because I didn't know how well the blue would look with the teal, or how much black I should add to behind the fins, or really anything. So now I'm just going over and highlight a little bit to give it a bit more silvery look to it by adding lighter blue along the gills. And now I'm adding stripes to it because, hey, it's a fish, you can do whatever you want. Let's add stripes to it. So I'm using my finger here to smudge it a little bit to make it look a little more naturalistic. I don't know why, I've always been a fan of smudging acrylic paint. It's weird, but my right hand middle finger is always blue because of that, because I keep smudging stuff with it. Because I use blue paint a lot. So yeah, just design your fish as you want. I'm adding more highlights. Yeah. It's a pretty sweet fish. So now we put the laser pointer back in, and it's almost done. Yeah. I mean, there's no defined button on it, but if you press the bit by the gill where it was, it should work. So now I'm just adding hot glue around the edges to seal up the mouth a little bit so it doesn't rip any further. Because I did rip the foam a little bit while trying to get the laser pointer in. So I'm sealing it up a little bit and smoothing off the edges. So now it looks like this. Unpainted, it's pretty clear. Make sure you smooth over the hot glue. I rebuilt a bit of the face over there too. So now I painted over it in blue acrylic. And it looks like it blends in pretty well. So yeah, that's the fish. And I painted over it a little bit more with a couple more layers, and it looks pretty cool. So there's the laser pointer in a fish. I'm not sure how people will react to this because it's kind of a weird thing. But yeah, that's your laser fish. So the total cost of the project comes out to be a $9.99 fish replica from Amazon, a $5 blue laser pointer, a $1 rough cost of paint used and hot glue, several brownie points with the art teacher so that she lets you borrow some ink, around 3 hours of your life to dye, paint, and glue, a night to sleep through the dye drying. So the total comes out to be around $15.99, and sacrificing your hands to be covered in ink and paint for the rest of the day. So that was it for this video. I may film a reaction video where I give this to my friend for his birthday coming up, because he is the god at laser fishing in the game. So if you have any other suggestions for what I should try to build, let me know in the comments, and the next video should be some sort of dragon tutorial, probably talons or expressions. So yeah, have a nice day!